The Kraken is a great Ben 10 episode. It introduces Ripjaws and it has a nice moral about not judging a book by its cover. Ben and company are spending time at a lake when Ben is attacked by the Kraken. He then assumes it's an evil beast and it must be dealt with. We then meet the Friends of Fish, a supposed fish protection agency. And then we find out they're just there to steal eggs from the Kraken. And that's why she was upset the whole time. Ben then helps rescue the eggs and apprehend Jonah Melville, the leader of the evil organization. Not a subtle reference there. Anyway, I love this episode because we get to see Ben overcome a bias and learn to be a better hero. Also, it's one of those episodes written so Ripjaws can be underwater, and I'm okay with that since Ripjaws is one of my favorite aliens in Classic. Yeah, I said it. I know a lot of people hate him just for being an underwater alien, but he can go on land too. And then boom, there's even built-in stakes. How could anyone hate this face? Anyway, back on topic here, this is the third ever episode of Classic, and I think it's just as iconic as the rest of the season. It fills out the world a little bit as we see cryptids just hanging around on Earth, and Ben does more rescuing than fighting this episode, which is refreshing for a show like this. Steven and I originally released this episode on August 22nd of 2023, but it had some issues with copyright, so we decided to remaster it for you now. Let's see how Steven feels about the Kraken.
I wasn't that big of a fan of this episode as much as the first two.
Why not?
I just don't care for Ripjaws that much.
But it wasn't all about Ripjaws.
Yeah, but like he shines in this episode, but they just show a monster that looks cool, but then you never use him really. You can't use him.
Are you talking about the Kraken or Ripjaws?
No, Ripjaws.
Oh.
Because you can't be in the water every single time.
That's true, but I feel like Ripjaws is one of the coolest aliens for what he can do, and for what like he gets used for. I think he's one of the coolest aliens out there. Like every time he shows up, I'm like, let's go, the goat's in. But he can kind of stay out of water for a little bit. Like he's not always like stuck in the water. Because he's got, I mean, like evolutionarily, he's got legs that sprout out of his fishtail, kind of.
Do you think he could live in like Florida? Or like...
Oh, he's a Florida man,
no,
for
like
sure.
Louisiana?
Yeah.
Because it's so humid. Is there enough moisture, you think, in the air that his gills could just...
No.
You know?
Well, even like... No, because fish can't do that.
Yeah, but he's not a fish. He's an alien fish.
Okay. What about like do frogs do that?
Frogs are amphibious. I think they absorb it through the skin. It's not a gill
I'll say
thing.
he's amphibious.
He has gills.
He also can walk on the land.
But not for very long.
That's true. Yeah, what is the point of his feet? Maybe
know.
it's like...
It is weird, though, because if you think about it, this is a huge spoiler, but when you go to Ultimate Alien and they go into the water world, where the Ripjaws are when they're trying to stop... What's his name from getting the Infinity Stone type thing?
The aliens. The Kevin 11 species.
Yeah.
Agrigor.
Agrigor is his name. Super cool.
Very fun storyline. I love that. Yeah.
But they don't have land in that entire water. Planet. The entire planet's water. So why do they have legs to begin?
I've read a fan theory that like maybe some other type of alien lived on that planet, and then it was kind of like Earth, but then for some reason it all became water.
Oh, and it's like a residual thing.
Yeah, like they just have feet because their ancestors had feet, and they just started evolving to be more fish.
Okay.
And maybe there's like a fighting aspect because he's got claws on his feet or something.
Yeah. Which we never realized this. Obviously, you don't see his home world in this series, but.
No, it's later on, and I think they introduce
really cool planet though.
They introduce a like a plumber for Max to be friends with, and I don't remember, is that Ultimate Alien or is that Omniverse?
There's a plumber they introduce in.
Well, he's a Ripjaws species alien.
Oh, is it?
There's some name I can look it up.
I mean, let's be real, they introduced so many characters in Ultimate Alien and Alien Force. I mean, it's cool, the scope. The scope gets so big.
Well, this character, do you remember the Andy Griffith show?
Yeah.
There's a character, he's like that. Like, he's a Ripjaws alien, but he talks like Barney Five.
Oh,
you remember him?
yeah.
Was he an Ultimate Alien?
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but the voice...
Magister something. Yeah. He was pretty cool.
What a nerd. You know?
It's fun that they have, like, goofy, stuck-up... Not stuck-up, but, like... old-timey cops in the plumbers too.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I feel like Grandpa Max would be the old-timey cop for sure.
For sure. Anyway, this is the episode called The Kraken, and it focuses a lot on, would you guess it, the Kraken.
Shocker. It's a spin-off of the Loch Ness Monster. They never call it an alien, but we're pretty sure it's an alien.
It's either alien or alien, like, evolved, alien-derived.
Something. It's definitely something not of this Earth.
I don't know.
Could be a dinosaur.
Could be a dinosaur.
But how did they live?
What is the Loch Ness Monster?
What makes that lake so special?
I don't know. We gotta ask ourselves, like, did the Omnitrix come into Earth, like, start all this alien stuff?
Or, like, that's what I was going to say while we were watching
no, because Max was a plumber way before the Omnitrix.
But, like, Ben was going on this journey with him regardless. He was going to hit all these places. He was just going to hit them without the Omnitrix, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they were.
And then encounter all these aliens and monsters and stuff.
That would have been the better show.
You know?
No, he would have been killed by a robot in the first episode.
No, if we're saying if the Omnitrix never happened, the first episode never happened, really.
Well, they would have been in Yosemite when. Did the
We're
Omnitrix
just saying
crash
the
to Earth at all?
Omnitrix never crashed to Earth. So
Okay,
the first episode
so
was
yeah.
really moot, but the second episode and the third episode,
The second episode, they would have gotten killed by Animo's frog,
for sure. In this episode, he would have drowned in the very beginning when he encountered the
the Loch Ness
monster
monster, or
to begin,
the Kraken.
The Kraken.
He doesn't look like a Kraken.
He doesn't. He looks way cooler.
What do you think of when you think Kraken?
Just a giant squid. What do you mean?
Well, have you seen Clash of the Titans?
Yeah, I've seen Clash of the Titans. Bro.
The Release the Kraken
Terrible
scene?
movie.
Which one? The newer one or the
The
old
new
one?
ones are god awful. I'm sure the old ones are bad too.
No, I like the old one.
They don't even follow the mythology at all.
I know. That's kind of always been a problem with Hollywood and Greek mythology.
It's never
really
gone at all like it's supposed to.
Did you watch
And it's
the-
very simple mythology to follow.
Well, it's a lot of, like, bad stuff.
Yeah, but like,
You can't honestly make Hercules a good guy after all the junk he does.
I mean, for a Disney cartoon, you can. I'm just saying, for Clash of the Titans, come on, the bar should be a little bit higher.
Well, I don't, like, was that even like, based on a story, or that was just, like, we're taking a bunch of Greek myths and throwing them into one thing?
Yeah, and they were so bad. They weren't even the correct myths, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was like
The myths were so jumbled.
it was like the Medusa mixed with, was a Kraken a myth, Greek myth?
I'm sure it's in there. It's not as prevalent as that Hades has control of it, or Zeus, whoever
It's
says.
Poseidon.
Poseidon says
I think it's Poseidon.
Obviously, Poseidon says it.
Well, Zeus says release the Kraken, but
And then Poseidon does
yeah.
it. No, I don't think the Kraken, like, it was there in mythology, but it was never this creature that was like Poseidon. It's never a Cerberus
It's like a
to
watchdog.
Poseidon.
Yeah,
yeah. But
But notable Krakens I can think of: Pirates of the Caribbean. You got
again, a
Beastie.
giant squid.
Yeah, I like it. It's got like the rows of teeth, like the
Lots of them. Yeah.
lots of rows of teeth. And that's honestly like that's a creepy visual. And Jack Sparrow like jumps into its mouth.
100%.
If we ever get into movies, I want to watch that series because like it's so like that. The second one is so
Perfect.
good.
Again,
It's like it's
the
one of the
trilogy
best
is phenomenal.
sequels.
I don't have a single complaint with that trilogy.
The third one kind of like retreads a little bit, and
Yeah, I think it's the problem of how do you close a story.
that's
You know.
true. But then they go on. They do some fan
Well,
fiction.
they planned on
films.
closing it and then said, oh, let's creak it open.
We made like $1 billion with this series, so let's
Yeah.
just keep
then-
on going. Anyway, Clash of the Titans, Kraken, Pirates of the Caribbean. That's pretty much all I can think of, Kraken wise.
Yeah.
The Kraken in this episode, it looks very like I don't know. How would you describe it? It's like a dogfish.
Sick.
It
AF.
almost it's like lizardy almost.
Lizardy, but you get a shot of its tail once or twice, and it's definitely like a tadpole tail.
Oh yeah, and it's got like a shark fin.
Yeah.
'cause that comes out every so often.
Yeah, we saw the shark fin, and I was just like,
It's
we were
kinda like
arguing
its head or
about the
something.
we were arguing about the bull shark and stuff.
Oh yeah, I never looked it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't have to mention it.
I'm right.
I'm
so,
right.
you know.
So
Anyway,
clearly.
I think we're assuming it's a girl because
oh, it's a
the whole
mom.
point is I guess we
Unless
should give you
it's-
guys the basics of the plot. Of
Oh,
the,
sorry.
the
Yeah, here's
season,
the plot of the
this
episode.
Basically, there's a Loch Ness monster. Isk. It's like an alien.
I don't know what lake we're in.
Yeah, we don't know. Just somewhere. I would think like North America.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But these guys pretend to be with like a world like fish
Like
organization.
WWF
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
something like that.
Something to help fish, but it turns out they're just poachers. They end up stealing the eggs from this Loch Ness monster, and then the Loch Ness monster, of course, is very upset, and so got to deal with the repercussions of that. So then that's when Ben comes in and saves the eggs, all that kind of stuff.
I kind of the message I think Ben learns in this episode is that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Very basically, like
Yeah.
if there's a monster, it's sort of a Men in Black thing. You know how
Yeah.
he's like, there's a little white girl in the hood with algebra notebooks or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, that is way too advanced. It's like this dude over here. Just doing pull-ups.
Yeah.
This dude over here sneezing. He's not snarling.
Yeah.
I love that bit. but
Phenomenal
that's-
scene.
phenomenal scene.
I love that first Men in Black.
Oh, it's
So
awesome.
good.
If we're doing movies, we'll come back to that too.
We need to put it on the list.
Put it on the list, yeah.
But
yeah, like since the Kraken's bad, and like the Kraken attacks him at first, so I
Right.
guess there's a little bit of a reason for him to be.
yeah, because at that point
suspicious.
she's already had her eggs stolen.
yeah, so she's just attacking whatever.
Yeah, if
She's
you're in the
just
water, she's out for blood.
essentially like a mama bear too.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But Ben kind of learns the lesson of like this is a mother whose eggs were taken away. I need to
Yeah.
protect the wildlife. I need
There's
to help.
more than just the surface level monster.
Yeah, this is something else going on.
And you can
it's-
go even deeper and say that the monsters were the humans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The humans
Well,
were the monsters. Because the
Jonah
poachers stole
Melville.
the eggs, you know? Well, no, not the fisherman. I think he's just confused.
No, that's Captain Shaw.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
The other guy looks like a dork.
Yeah, he's got this little soul patch thing.
Yeah, buddy, come on.
buddy.
About 5 years out of season.
Butterball, what are you?
What are you doing, Butterball? What are you doing, Butterball?
Anyway, I like the episode overall. I think mainly because I'm so in love with Ripjaws.
Yeah, he
that,
does sell it.
Yeah, he honestly phenomenal alien. But you're right. He's not in it very much. Like he's one of the more underused aliens, I think.
For sure. You saw some cool stuff with Accelerate.
Yeah,
I really
this is
like the.
Accelerate's
You
first.
always love a running on water scene. It's just so sick.
We talked about Incredibles in the last couple episodes. This is very Incredibles.
Yeah.
Think about Dash running. I don't think I saw running on water before the Incredibles movie.
I don't think I did either.
I don't even know. There weren't really speedsters until.
Well, you think about it. Back in the day, faster than a locomotive was really all you had to be back in the day. You know what I mean? There wasn't much things faster.
Where are you going so fast?
Yeah.
Frankly.
Frank, slow down.
Yeah.
But, so like as technology gets faster, you have to make things faster than, that. So, back in the day it was okay to be faster than a steam locomotive. Now you got to be fast enough to run on water. Sonic was faster than speed of sound. Now the Flash
That's
is
true,
faster
yeah.
than speed of light.
Sonic at the very beginning is like, I run kind of quick.
Yeah.
I'm a hedgehog. I can run kind of quick. Now
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
back in time.
Back in time.
I don't know. That's a cool superpower to have. Accelerate. He's one of the more useful aliens.
For sure. Jack of all trades.
Oh yeah.
He could probably be used for any situation.
Because you don't need to be fast if you can like punch somebody, or he kicks the.
Yeah, he
Kraken,
kicks them like a bajillion
like,
times.
bullet kicks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I do love she's so mad, she's so angry. She wants her eggs back, and then Accelerate runs and makes a little tornado, and she goes, okay, I'm out of here. I
don't know
apologize.
what that was. I'm a big freaky monster, but I don't know what
I draw the
hell that-
line. You know what I mean? The line has to be drawn. And
Never
then he
mind.
It comes back later. It's like yoink, takes the eggs.
Now that little tornado's gone, I'll go ahead and grab it. Anyway, yeah, pretty big highlights. I think there's a Stinkfly moment that's one of my favorites.
No, if you say that was a favorite scene for you, I'm gonna throw up.
It's when his wings get wet and he's like,
Oh.
I gotta fly.
Oh, okay.
And then he sucks his goo back into his mouth.
He uses it like a web, like a gooey slime
Like
web.
Spider-Man.
He shoots it onto a tree to pull himself out of the water, and then just slurps it back.
that
The grossest looking and sounding thing I've heard. You know what I mean?
Stinkfly's pretty
Disgusting.
gross.
That's gross.
He's slimy, man. Slimy, creepy.
They did
fast,
the
and
whole
strong.
trope when the bad guys see Stinkfly in the air. They go, "Is that a bird? No, it's a plane." What?
And
What
they go,
universe?
"It's a bug.
Yeah,
Kill it."
Yeah, instantly just kill it. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll get into it when we start talking more in depth about the scenes and stuff. But like, these are animal poachers. That's a bug I've never seen before. I'm trying to catch that sucker,
Yeah, catch it for sure.
but it's talking to you too.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
Of like, if a bear starts talking to you in the woods, do you
Yeah.
want to kill it, or if you kill it, are you murdering a creature with like human intelligence?
Yeah.
It's a good
It's a
question.
deep thought.
Same thing with like Ripjaws, because Ripjaws was like, you want to mess with a monster?
No, he's like you remember that ET tweet?
Well,
right.
I'm gonna hit that with a hammer.
Yeah, they said y'all are crazy if y'all didn't see ET as a kid and think, man, I'd hit that with a hammer
Well,
until
no,
it
more
stopped
so-
moving.
more
That's how
s-
I feel about Ripjaws.
Yeah. Watch you
Shooting.
there. right in the,
Not even asking
right in
first.
the little dangly light.
Talking about the dangly light, the transformation for him, I thought was going to be kind of cool because it started out like this scaly thing.
fish.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's a cool transfer. And then, boom, this big old dongle thing comes out of the head.
Dongle. And then
I was
his
like-
mouth just like.
It literally looked like Country Boy with a dip in.
He's
You know
got
what I
some
mean?
dips in, boy.
Yes, sir. Good
Pack
old
one in.
Copenhagen.
But yeah, so besides Accelerate, Stinkfly, Ripjaws, we get forearms in the very beginning.
Yeah.
More as a joke, but like Ben never gets forearms when he wants it,
Yeah.
and somehow he just gets it messing around.
Yeah.
it's great.
This is also when we first see, like you mentioned it, this is the first time that Ben will change it to an alien, and it wasn't what he wanted it to be.
That's true.
He wanted Ripjaws, and then he got Accelerate, which it proved useful. Like I said, he's very useful for most things.
Yeah,
But you start to see this is going to be a trend for the rest of the
it's almost
series
like
as a whole,
because
really.
you see Ripjaws in the preview
Yeah.
of like the watch, and it doesn't go how he wants. He even like sinks to the bottom trying to be a fish.
Yeah.
And then he turns into Accelerate. He comes back up and he's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, exactly. So now I've got to
going on?
figure out how to get on top of the water to start running on it.
It's also, I don't know if he might have said it's hero time in the second episode, but this is one of the first times he says it's hero time.
Yeah, it's
Which
a
is
catchphrase.
Pun because
Yeah.
we got to watch.
Yeah.
Hero time.
But it sells.
It sells.
You know,
I
we got to look
I
back at
didn't- I
from a
didn't-
business perspective too.
Oh, for sure. I didn't understand that was a pun until way later in my life.
I didn't until today.
Oh, today?
You said it, and I was like, you know, I should have seen that. I never gave two thoughts about it.
It's because that watch doesn't tell time.
It's Spy Kids too. I know the reference.
He eventually gets an alien called Clockwork, which is like a time travel guy. And that is that Ultimate Alien?
I think so.
So Ben and Gwen are playing at night, which I would never go swimming in the lake at night just because there's so much. But Ben's an alien monster; he can do what he wants.
Honestly, I'm not swimming in a lake. Period.
You're scared of lakes?
I think they're really great because so with the ocean, yeah, it's kind of gross, but you've got motion. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is like standstill water.
But like fish pee and poo, I guess whatever. It's just fun to swim. I don't know.
I like to swim. Don't get me wrong. I'll swim
Yeah.
sometimes, but the lake he was swimming in looked gross.
It did look well. Clearly, it had the big.
It was always
gross-
overcast. It was never sunny and stuff.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
The Great Lakes, they look like beaches. I'll swim there.
Yeah,
I've
sure.
swam there. They're
Sure,
fun. You know,
Anyway, they're swimming at night, which is bizarre.
especially Why are you not watching it, Max? What are you doing? You got two 10-year-olds.
Max
swimming
is
the lake.
in bed asleep.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second, buddy.
He's an old man. He probably goes to bed before them a lot. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
Anyway, but he gets Gwen with like a little swamp monster bit. He's like, and it's a reference to Marvel's Man Thing.
Yeah.
Which is I don't know if it's a reference or ripoff of Swamp Thing, the DC
Yeah.
property. I don't know which one came
I think
first
most
either.
people will just recognize Swamp Thing over.
Yeah,
Man
Swamp Thing has a more memorable name because Man Thing
Could
is
be
like
anything.
yeah, Man Thing. It's almost like the Thing.
Yeah.
It's like that. Could
What
be
are these
anything.
names? Why are those names?
It's like a 1950s name where it's
Yeah.
like no one will ever come up with the Thing again.
Yeah. So original, buddy.
So original.
Give him a raise.
Yeah, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Get your raise, boy. Anyway, but he tricks her into thinking that he's a swamp monster. He transforms underwater, he covers himself with moss and stuff, pops up, and he's got the little dangly bit that Man Thing has. And then he's pranking her. He's messing with her.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, so stupid. There's no such thing as lake monsters. A lake monster
Comes out and
happens to
attacks him.
just
Yeah.
It like drags him down to the bottom.
Yeah, like if Ben didn't have the Omnitrix,
Wasn't
dead.
forearms at the time.
Drown.
Dead.
Gone. Well, cutting your vacation short, kids.
Yeah, yeah. I also love the moment when, so after he gets attacked by the monster, he runs back in the rust bucket and he says like, "I was just attacked."
He
By
sounds
a
so
lake.
stressed.
Yeah, he sounds exactly like a scared little kid.
Yeah.
It's like the best delivery, and then everyone's like doesn't believe him. It's like a wolf boy who cried wolf type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And he's just like, "I was attacked," and they're like, "Go to bed, idiot. Shut up."
yeah.
Like we don't care.
Yeah.
El Bozo. Get in bed. And then they go fishing the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen's gonna stay behind and catch some rays, even though, like you said, it's overcast. And we meet Captain Shaw, who's like,
Which this is where you see like a subplot where like Ben is struggling with seeing a monster and just honestly wanting to attack it. And then Grandpa Max sees a loony guy. Says, "Hey, we don't need to be with this guy. He's crazy." It turns out the guy was right. There is a Kraken.
they're both wrong.
Yeah.
Ben's wrong about hating the monster, wanting to kill it, beat it, whatever. Max is wrong about wanting to. They're both looking at the book.
Face value.
Yeah,
Surface
yeah.
value.
The cover, not
Yeah.
the book. Right. Max has some right to be like, this guy's pretty kooky. You know what I mean?
Keep my kids away from him.
Keep my kids away from, because like, I don't know. He's acting like Quint from Jaws. You ever see Jaws?
I never have seen Jaws.
You should watch it. It's great.
Yeah. I mean,
You
the Meg
seen-
is just the new.
The Meg.
Yeah, the Meg with
It's
Jason
not-
Statham. It's like the new Jaws, bro.
It's not as good as Jaws.
Bro.
Jaws is like a stripped down, like nice character story and just kind of like
So is the Meg
study of fear and,
and
like
the Meg 2.
electric
Meganing.
Sharkaloo.
The Meg
The Meganing's pretty good. What's it really? It's called like
Secret of the Trench or something like that.
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the sequel to this movie, the Meg 2.
Yeah.
It'll be the Meg 3, but the E will be a backwards E. It'll be a
Oh. So they do have a third one planned.
3. I'm sure.
They
I
have
don't
to.
know.
Jason
Yeah.
Statham says yes to anything these days.
Well, also shark movies just do really well for.
It's just the
Some
primal
reason.
fear. No, it's a primal fear.
I guess Jaws was like one of the first summer blockbusters. Like we wouldn't have summer blockbusters without Jaws.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie or this episode kind of parodies Jaws a little bit. Like you see the shark. The main guy is like Captain Quint, who's you'll get this reference. He's the master of disguise, where he's in the boat.
Yeah.
You get
You
that
want to see
reference.
my arm? Here's my arm, Chiefy.
That's what he was
He's
like.
still like the Cabana boy. Like,
Yeah. Anyway, that's the bit they're doing, I think, with Shaw. And he's sort of like an Ahab character almost. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
find that whale. But what doesn't make sense to me is that the next character we meet, Jonah Melville, the bad guy of the episode.
Melville.
Well, spoiler alert, bad guy of the episode. But
I think
yeah,
we already discussed that.
yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Just say
Gonna keep
spoiler
saying it.
every time.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, Ben's got a watch that will turn him into aliens.
He's got the ultimate monster buster right there on his arm.
And he just holds up his fist like
Yeah.
he's going to punch it.
It's like, buddy, you're like 70 pounds soaking wet. Chill out.
Well, so Quint and I'm sorry, not Quint. Shaw, Ben, and Max go, and they're talking about the Kraken. Like Ben believes it's out there, and they see like a little styrofoam thing, like a little reference to the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
It's like a styrofoam box on like a tree.
Looks nothing like the monster he saw last night.
No,
Looks a
but
lot like the Loch Ness monster.
he's just scared. You know, I don't know. But then what cracks me up so much is that Shaw, he holds up a photo of just like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a black.
I took this 5 minutes
green-
ago. Just fan it a little bit. You'll get a better
Hold on.
picture.
Yeah, this is my famous monster picture here. But anyway, they're going to the area where he saw the Kraken, where the captain saw the Kraken, and it's all roped off by these like fake environmentalist folks. The guy's like, "My name's Jonah Melville," clearly a reference to
Herman Melville.
yeah, the author of Moby Dick,
Right.
which Ahab. But they
Which
even
we
call,
don't catch again. They make these adult ones, and it's
Yeah.
just for their pleasure. You know what I mean?
But they call whenever like whenever they're like they tied up the old guy and they throw him over the water, they're like, "Cast Ahab out of the boat," or
Yeah.
something like that. And it's like, okay, you can't make a reference if your name is a reference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're referencing yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, could we talk about that? They
What?
straight up try to kill that man like 3 times in this.
Oh yeah, and they blow up his boat.
Yeah.
And he's got all this like fancy like sonar tech equipment and stuff in his boat, and they just blow it all up. There's no telling how much property damage that they do. And even like if it's not illegal to rope off a part of a public lake, which I'm pretty sure it is,
It's got to be.
surely, yeah.
Yeah.
The,
If it isn't, it needs to be.
it need to be.
Crazy people swimming in there.
Yeah, exactly. But there's some charges that are piling up against these guys.
Oh, for sure.
They're like the secret scalpers or whatever. They find animals and sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they seem like just nice environmental dudes. Grandpa Max is going along with it. He's
Yeah.
just like, whatever.
He respects the suit. They look a lot like the
Yeah,
plumber
yeah.
suits.
There you go.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
The plumber suits don't look good. I'll just be real.
Nah,
with
they
you.
look like utilitarian, like
Yeah.
they look like plumber suits, like
Yeah. Like exactly.
what's a
Jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit. Thank
Yeah.
you. From there, it's just like they see the Kraken, it just shows up,
Mm-hmm.
and Ben's like, "Told you, idiot."
And then they cut, and the show's over. So
Yeah. Pretty funny episode.
yeah. Ben was right. That was all that matters.
The Kraken is supposed to be some misunderstood gentle giant,
Right.
But then like it attacks Ben in the first scene,
Yes.
and the whole message of the episode. I guess he
Well, I
doesn't-
think it's rage. She's lost her kids already.
I know, but like I don't know. It's just funny. It's still a wild animal that's like
Yeah.
as big as 6 houses or something.
Yeah.
It's a big animal, and it's a scary
What's it eating in that lake?
Fish? I don't. It's a lot of fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a
But we can talk about it too. It's like
reference from Godzilla, the 1998 version.
there's a new Godzilla coming out.
Oh yeah, a Japanese one.
Yeah.
Looks good.
It does look interesting. I'd watch it.
I love Godzilla.
I think he's supposed to be a bad guy in that one. Going back to his
He's
roots.
always been a. I mean, not always, but he's
No,
always.
They've made him a good guy in the past.
He's a good guy, but he'll step on a building still.
You are a bad guy.
But you are not a bad guy compared to King Ghidorah, who's shooting lightning and like just trying.
He
to
literally
destroy
just
the
came
Earth.
to up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway,
But we talk about it. She needs like a CPS called on her because she loses her kids like 5 times in this episode, and each time she's nowhere to be found. You just see her eggs somewhere on the bottom of the
That's the
lake,
thing, is,
and they
like-
just yoink them.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
free real estate.
I mean, it's free real.
It's free real estate.
I don't know. Like, why does it attack the pier? It's just mad.
Yeah,
It's also funny how it's been so.
it's like anger
secretive.
management would do well.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure.
Control that temper.
But it's been so secretive the whole time, and like everyone's like, "Oh, it's an old fisherman story."
Yeah,
And Shaw gets called like a loony bin. There's a bunch of I took notes because it made me laugh a whole lot. There's 3 different like terms that they use, like nautical terms for someone who's lost their mind.
yes. I caught them.
Let's see. He doesn't have both oars in the water.
Yeah,
He says my rudders are not right.
Yeah.
People thought my rudders aren't right. And then One of them says he's casting without a hook.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty funny.
It's so on the nose, though, and you don't need
Yeah.
3. One of them would have been fine.
I think it's funny enough. The joke, it made me laugh every time I heard it. It was stupid enough.
It made me laugh from the stupidity, not the humor.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. But that's funny still.
Yeah.
Shaw says that the environmental folks are fish huggers. He says they're fish kissers. And then he says they're enviro punks.
I love that one.
Pretty
It's
good.
what an old guy would say.
Yeah,
Punk.
enviro punk.
Yeah, punk is like the word, you know? Old people use.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like a Hello Fellow Kids move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Punk.
punk,
It's got some venom in it.
enviro punk.
Yeah. Ooh.
Anyway, but going back to we see the Kraken. It's going to destroy the pier, and Gwen's on the pier. Gwen didn't need to be on the pier. They could just be people on the pier. I think they do that just because Gwen doesn't like to fish and doesn't like to get slimy whatever. So it's a character moment. It's also
Gwen
like
doesn't have a lot in this episode.
no. I mean, she really doesn't. She's let's see. Yeah, she's in like that scene. I mean, she's kind of supporting role. Grandpa Max doesn't really do much either.
He does more this one, I think, than Gwen does.
Maybe. There's some like fight scene stuff in the end where they're both sort of doing the same amount of stuff.
Yeah.
But Max is on the boat with Ben and all that. It's really a Ben episode.
Yeah, for sure.
So Ben tries to get Ripjaws and he gets Accelerate, which is this is the first time in the show that's happened. But this is like a through line throughout the show that he doesn't really know how to control the Omnitrix. And we even talked about in one of the later shows. I forget. I've seen so much Ben 10, I don't even know. But
Subtle flex.
subtle flex.
Just
I've
seen
watched
so much.
every episode of Omniverse.
Yeah,
So-
twice.
no, just once.
Shouldn't have been created.
It was a good season, bro. Or a good couple seasons.
No,
bro.
it wasn't.
No, like the Omnitrix is trying to train him to become a better warrior. So it's
Yeah.
like you don't need Ripjaws, you need like Accelerate because you can save more people quicker or whatever,
Yeah.
And there's always a moment where like he gets gray matter and it's like, what is gray matter gonna do? I needed forearms.
That's a good point, though, with the Ripjaws. You think he's the first choice because it's water.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to save everyone on that pier instantly.
And also he's got like he's obviously and he's fast in water, but he's slower than Accelerate is.
Yeah.
And I mean I guess he could try to stop the Kraken, but like the move is saving the people
Yeah,
first.
and the time that Ripjaw swims one person ashore, Accelerate's gotten 20.
yeah. He could put him in his mouth.
Yeah.
Because his mouth just gets big, apparently.
I agreed with you without even really hearing what you were saying.
You're like, yeah.
They're like, hey, sir, get in my mouth real quick. I
Get
promise
in
you,
my
you will be
belly."
safe. Left a little rosebud on my
Yeah, so some of the coolest Accelerate stuff, he makes a water tornado, like we're talking about.
Yeah.
Super
cool.
dope.
Mm-hmm.
He bullet punches with his foot. He bullet
kicks. Yeah.
the Kraken. And he even, like, he's just, like, you see his bias right away because, like, the Kraken takes the crate off the Friend of Fish boat.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at him and he's kind of wondering. Like, there's maybe, like, a frame or two where it's just Accelerate looking and being like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is the Kraken just trying to get this crate? He's not trying to, like, destroy the boat or anything. It's just, like, he has, like, its mouth tentacles, It, like,
Yeah.
grabs one of the mouth tentacles onto the crate. And Accelerate just kind of looks for a second, like a split second, and he's like, well, like, those people really want that crate, so I guess I'll go stop.
Yeah.
He blows some dust in its eyes, and then he gets up under it and, like, bullet kicks it under the shin.
And then their defense for wanting the crate so bad was that it was their lunch.
Yeah.
Ben is so dumb for thinking that's the real reason.
Well, that he
I would
fires back
instantly open
immediately.
that box open.
He's like, you almost got munched for a couple sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like, at least he was kind of questioning it.
Yeah.
It didn't seem right.
And then that's when the Kraken just went,
Mine.
thank you,
Mine.
bitch. Don't touch my kids.
Don't touch my kids.
Honestly, though, first of all, why is she taking that long to have kids? And there's going to be 3 of them now in that lake? What are you eating?
Yeah, they're going to have to start eating each other.
They gotta
It doesn't
move
look
out.
like that big of a lake, honestly.
There's got to be some, like, subterranean stuff.
Maybe
Remember
so.
that,
Water horse or whatever.
the Scooby-Doo Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah.
They find out, like, there's this whole under subterranean...
I do remember that was a movie.
Yeah.
I remember
and
seeing that.
the Loch Ness Lake was huge, but then there was, like, 3 times the size,
Yeah.
like, under this cave system. So it's got to be like out here.
Sure.
The only explanation I'm taking.
Was it like a robot in that, or was it a real monster?
There was a robot, but then there turned out to be a real one.
Like at the end or something?
Yeah, I think Zombie Island's probably the best one, though.
Oh, for sure.
That one or Cyber Chase.
Or the Witch's Curse or whatever.
That one's still a little too new school for
You
me.
didn't like well, that came out before the Witches or the Cyber Chase.
No shot.
Pretty sure. I think it was Vampire's Curse or was it Zombie Island.
Island.
And then it was Witch's Curse.
I think the other one came first.
No.
Okay, we're getting off topic here.
Okay.
Yeah.
People will prove me correct.
No, I don't think they will.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure how big the lake is, but it's surely there's like a
With 3 of those things in there,
yeah.
you need more food.
Well, they're gonna need more food, and also like they're violent monsters in the first place. I know they're like misunderstood,
But they're
creatures.
animals. They're wild animals.
And
you
they're
know
gonna.
what I mean?
they've already shown to been attacking ships. Like, what if they
Yeah.
have more kids and it's like more
Yeah.
violence? I don't know. I agree with Ben that like okay, we shouldn't mess with the wild animals, but at the same time, we
Some
shouldn't sell
wild
their
animals need
babies.
to be messed with.
Well, at the same time, it's like maybe put them somewhere else,
Yeah, relocate them.
relocate them. Like, I don't think the lake is a good place for that
The ocean.
freaking monster. The ocean's a better place.
But we don't
probably.
know if they're like they can breathe in salt water.
That's fair. It's not
like
brackish.
fresh water. Yeah.
Anyway, so after this scene, he saves Gwen and whatever. Everything's happy. He is accelerating. He's going back to his boat, and then he doesn't get there in time. He skips a bunch. This is one of the 2 times it happens in the episode. He turns into Stinkfly later, and he's like falling in midair, and he doesn't quite get there.
Yeah.
But like immediately after the scene, it's them shutting down the lake. And I was wondering, like, could you shut a whole lake down?
Yeah,
as
and
like an environmental agency.
Gwen found out they were frauds within one Google search.
Yeah.
But they somehow convinced the local authorities that they could shut down the lake.
Well, I
Maybe
don't
there
know that we
were no
did.
authorities, and they just told everyone, "Hey, we're shutting the lake down."
That's what I think happened. They're just going to try to do it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
But like,
But then where are the authorities? It's a public lake, yes, but there's going to be some sort of game warden,
Someone had to
fishing
know.
warden guy.
yeah, you kind of just got to check your brain at the door on that one. Maybe they just like maybe they paid him off or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be anything.
Maybe they killed him. Could have killed him.
They were very murderous people.
They had explosives, like a lot of
A
explosives.
lot of and guns. There are guns everywhere.
There was guns everywhere, and they were kind of sci-fi guns.
Yeah, I don't think they can show like actual guns.
They can't show real guns, but
I wonder when that became a thing.
probably like
Because I feel like in the Batman shows, you saw
9/11 or
guns.
something.
I believe that.
I'm thinking like after 2001, I didn't really see many
Yeah.
like real guns in
Yeah.
shows. But yeah, it's sort of had like a sci-fi noise to it, but like from a zoomed out point of view, it didn't really look like a sci-fi gun. It just looked like a normal gun.
Yeah.
And it was shooting yellow bullets. It wasn't shooting like red laser lines or something like that. Anyway, I digress. But the next scene basically is like Shaw is gonna go back on the lake no matter what.
Yeah.
And like they shut the lake down, but he still finds a way on the lake. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is there. Anyway, whatever. Ben sneaks on board, and his Omnitrix is red later in the scene.
Yeah,
when
so
he
you
needs to
think,
turn
like-
into an alien?
Like you said, it has to have been he used it to get onto Shaw's boat.
Exactly.
But we don't see that, so we're like, he hasn't used it for hours. How can he not
I
use
know
it
it's
right
like
now?
he just turned into Accelerate like hours ago.
Yeah,
so
yeah. He should have easily had it.
It was a weird little moment. They should have. That's something you shouldn't really include if
Yeah.
there wasn't like a reason. He should have said like thanks to Ghost Freak I
Yeah.
got on board, or thanks to the frog.
Maybe they're kids. They won't think about it.
I think that's probably what happened. Anyway, but yeah, he sneaks on board Shaw's ship, and Ben does, and Shaw is going like night scuba diving to find the monster,
Yeah.
and he's got a harpoon. We later see that like a knife doesn't do anything to it.
Yeah.
Knife breaks off.
I didn't even
What's
think
a
about it.
harpoon?
Shaw's kind of crazy. This thing is like a 6-story building, and you're
He's
gonna shoot it
built
with one harpoon? Wham bam.
He's built different, bro.
He's just built different.
Anyway, but there's a couple things that seem off to me in this scene. Shaw tells Ben, he's like, no, stay up here. Like, don't come down with me because, obviously we'll need someone on the boat. Ben's like, I'll come with you just for safety. Okay, fine, whatever.
Some 10-year-old.
Yeah, some 10-year-old. And there just happens to be a 10-year-old wetsuit and scuba gear on the boat.
Very convenient.
Very convenient. Where did he find that at?
Shaw, what are you doing?
Shaw, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But
Dark side of Cartoon Network.
I think I don't want to go too much into that. Maybe
No,
maybe the Kraken killed his son or something. I was
Could
going to
be.
say maybe there's a tragic backstory there.
Yeah. We'll just move off that.
Probably
topic.
not. Yeah.
Plot. It's just plot. He has the scuba gear.
But they find these 2 little testicle eggs underwater,
Right.
and I guess you can assume it's like a Kraken egg. I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
else lay something like that. But the Kraken's not there. Where's the Kraken
Again,
at?
every time she gets her stuff stolen, Why are you not home?
You know what? The Kraken can go up on land because it goes out of the water. It's at points. Maybe it goes on
It doesn't go fully on land though. I think it just kind of beaches.
but it's got like feet and arms. It could crawl on land if it wanted to.
Yeah, but we don't ever see it do that.
It might be like a mammal. It might be like a whale where it needs to breathe water or breathe air. I mean,
It could.
my point being, it
But
can
you
probably
can't take
go
your
on
kids
land.
with you. She's always holding them in her little things when she
Yeah.
grabs them.
It's like
It's not hard to carry.
they're
them.
like this big compared to her.
Yeah.
She could just pick them up.
It'd be
take
like
'em.
us holding like some marbles.
A
in our
marble.
hand. Yeah, you could go anywhere with some marbles.
But maybe she gets her food on land. Maybe she finds like a deer and eats it or something.
Again, you can bring your kids. You know, bring your kids to work day.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anyway,
So that's when they run back into the fish friends people.
and you kind of get the turn of like these are bad people.
Oh,
They
right off the rip.
explode his boat.
Yeah.
They steal him, or they steal Shaw. They wrap him up. You get a bit of Spider-Man 1 in this, where Shaw is a bad guy. We're thinking Shaw's kind of crazy.
Mhm.
You know, I guess he's already saved Ben by throwing him a life jacket or whatever. And he had a shot on the Kraken, but he didn't take it because he's really a sweet guy. Shaw, he says like, you know, the guy asks him like, you got a partner down there, and he's like, no, I work alone.
Yeah, so you see that he is actually kind of a good guy.
Not a bad guy. He's
yeah.
just sort of like
he's just kind of a dick.
he's got a grudge against the
Yeah, he's a
Kraken.
grumpy old man, really.
To be fair, it's a big, scary monster. He
Yeah.
he should have a right to be scared of it.
Yeah, he should want to kill it. You know what I mean?
I kind of want to kill it. Look at that thing.
I saw it. You know, you see E.T., you take a hammer to him.
There you go.
It's not your bad. It's not that you're bad like that.
It's just a scary big monster.
Yeah,
It'll wreck your boat.
for sure. That's your livelihood.
Its nest is a wrecked boat.
Yeah.
You notice that?
So, like, did she wreck that boat to build the nest?
Maybe, or it was just a wrecked boat in general.
How do you wreck a boat on the lake?
You know, drunk driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I was watching some show back in the day. I think it was called 1,000 Ways to Die or Mansers or one of those.
Yeah,
Spike
one of
TV
those
shows.
stupid Spike shows.
And it was like, what's the most dangerous sport? And it was saying fishing is the most deadly sport because people drink on the lake. You know, people run their boats into like stuff that they don't think is it's like
Bad.
right under the
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Titanic situation,
Mhm.
like big rock in the water. They only see a little bit of it. They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
decide
yeah.
to go over it. I guess there's a couple different reasons that fishing is sort of dangerous, but
Right.
it's not like it's not as monitored as everything else.
Right.
You got like a motor vehicle that you're driving.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. I've said that a lot this episode. I digress.
We have to digress. We get off topic.
We have to digress. We must digress.
Yeah.
We must digress from what I'm saying right now.
Stop. Digress right now. Just stop it.
But they kidnap Shaw, and then Ben finally can turn back into an alien. He picks Stinkfly to fly after them.
Yeah.
And then bird the plane. Good funny bit there.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a bug. Kill it with fire.
it's a bug.
They have
Shoot
the
that
adequate
frickin'
response
thing.
too. You see
Yeah.
a giant weird moth guy
Dude, I
coming
would
at
tear
you.
it up. I would straight up tear it up.
You tear it up, bro? What? What?
Stinkfly is so gross though. For real.
He is. I'm telling you, that scene, terrible.
Terrifying. Well, and he spits his goo and sucks it back up
Yeah.
like Spider-Man.
Makes like a weird slurping sound. I
I
don't
mean,
like
he
it.
did what he can. He's got.
He could have just flew.
No, he.
Oh wait, no, that was
his
the
wings
problem.
were
His
wet.
wings were wet. Yeah.
Which I like that he's got a little bit of a weakness. I don't know that they do that ever
Yeah, yeah.
again, but
No,
it's a nice
little thing.
Yeah, it's like a humanizing
Yeah,
moment
yeah.
where it's like he can't just do anything.
And then when they have the problems with Stinkfly, you know what they do? They toss the tied up old man into the lake.
Well, they see the Kraken coming after him. And they're like, okay. For some reason, they're like, let's just throw the man overboard.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Lighter boat. We can go faster.
Oh, maybe so. Okay, I'll give you that.
It's not that different though.
No,
You're not going
for
faster.
real. Anyway, Ben saves the guy. They fly into an awning. Classic awning moment.
Yeah. He almost it starts timing out again. That's when we see the second
And
time
he
out.
even says, "Oh, not again."
Yeah, but perfect timing with the awning. You see it everywhere. Every movie,
Every
show,
single
it's got
show.
it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say every classic awning moment.
Yeah.
It never like if you land on that thing, you're instantly safe.
Just
I want to see a parody of that where like you land on an awning and then you just like crack your skull on the pavement when you bounce off.
they'd be like years at the academy wasted. Oh, this one's defective. Get him out of here.
Yeah, this.
But no, the
awning's
old
bad.
man and Ben, they lived through that. So
What does the old man think? What does Shaw think about that? He's like,
you know, Shaw is taking all this pretty well in the nose. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, he doesn't.
He doesn't question where
Well,
his
he doesn't-
Stinkfly came from.
He doesn't know
Oh,
Ben
he was
is.
he was asleep.
Yeah, he was
was
knocked out or
unconscious,
something.
yeah.
He got punched or something.
It's a long. Usually, you see it, you get knocked out. You're only knocked
Especially
out
with all
for like
that commotion
20,
going
30
on.
seconds. Yeah, you're not really.
They drop a bunch
They
of
may have
explosive.
drugged him.
No, well, they punch him and knock him out. Don't
Yeah,
they?
but like off screen, they drugged him or something.
Sure, I can see that.
Other than that, he's just like
They could have just thrown him overboard because like they shut the lake down.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to kill him anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. They take him captive.
They've already
but they
exploded
blow up his
boat.
ship.
Yeah.
Just put him on it and blow the boat up.
Maybe they no. They think he knows something because he was down there with the egg.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
We're both dumb. We just watched the episode.
Let's go, bro. Anyway, but you know they get saved. Shaw's like, I got another boat, and then Ben, Max, and Gwen steal the boat to go. I guess somehow they know where the
They're
bad
going.
guys are.
Yeah.
Somehow
I don't think they actually tell us how they know. They just
say like I think Ben hears him when he's still in the water. He said something like they said something.
Yeah.
They never say like, oh, we're going to this side of the lake to do that. You know.
Yeah.
Suspend your disbelief. I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, they go up to this thing. There's a little ladder that goes up into the pier, and I don't think that's how that works.
I remember that too. I feel like there's got to be a ladder if you fall off the pier, but it would be on the outside of the pier.
It would be at a part where you can like dock your boat to it or something.
Yeah. I don't think it would be in the center unless you've got like maybe a submarine or something.
Maybe,
But
their
again, it
boat
doesn't
was
make
in a
sense.
submarine.
Anything you can do, you just put it on the side of the pier. It doesn't need to be in the middle.
It's almost like there was a pier there for like no, like a ladder into the water for no reason.
I think it was just plain convenience of as soon as they got up the stairs, they were in the belly of the bad guys, so they could do stuff.
Also, like Ben turns into Ripjaws at this point, and I wanted to talk about like maybe the Omnitrix attracts the Kraken because the lights of the Omnitrix, when Ben turns into forearms underwater in the very beginning,
Right.
he turns into and he gets all gooey and comes up as a swamp monster. The thing immediately attacks him, the Kraken. And then whenever he turns into Stinkfly, you see the Kraken's fin come up. So it's like maybe there again, maybe something's going on.
But you did see the Kraken the one time when he was just Ben on the boat.
That's true. And he turns into Accelerate after they see him.
Right.
So that one doesn't really count. But when he turns into Riftjaws, that fucking thing destroys the boat.
Yeah.
The Kraken just comes up through the boat and just destroys the pier, the Kraken, the boat, everything. It
Just to
destroys
get the
all
rip
that.
jaws. Like, you're
Yeah.
the problem.
I am the problem. It's me. Hi. I've heard that song so much on the radio. I just can't stand it.
It's very...
Getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's old fast.
But there's a cool fight scene. I mean, I like the fighting underwater. Ripjaws at one point, he uses like a... Well, okay, Melville, the main bad guy, he has like a really high-tech Iron Man water suit.
Yeah, we talked about that, but then he needs the crane to lift him in and out of the water.
Because it's so heavy, probably.
Yeah, and then they make the sentence of like, these are the most, if you break these eggs, it's like the most expensive omelet, and it's like...
Yeah, and then they bounce around.
Yeah, all the time. That thing could do anything.
Ripjaws puts them in his mouth. They look like testicles, and he puts them in his mouth still.
Definitely. The writers knew what they were doing.
A little sus on that one. Yeah.
But like, they go, oh, well, we sell these and we're set for life. Like, bro, we see your Iron Man suit. Sell that. You have the same amount of money.
Also, like, the Kraken shows up, and he's like, the bigger the Kraken, the better the payday. You're going to catch that thing?
How are you holding it?
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, you don't know how to hold it. You know, it's hard to hold, like, sharks in captivity, too, because they have to constantly be moving.
How much drugs would it take to knock it out?
You don't even know if it will knock it out.
That's true.
Can you pierce its skin?
Probably not.
You see it shoot it. They shoot them so many. They shoot the Kraken.
It doesn't do anything to
Nothing. He stabs it, breaks off.
I kind of thought you said cracker. The cracker.
Shoot the cracker.
They shoot the cracker
we
so
talking
many
Ritz
times.
or saltine?
So Ben is fighting Melville, and then Gwen and Grandpa are kind of fighting like the other folks on the pier. There's a point where Grandpa like kicks a gun out of a guy's arms, and Gwen like steps on his face. Did you see
Yeah.
that? Like she like double foot.
And then she
pounds
puts her
on
hands
dude's
on her
head.
hips, like,
His head probably cracked. I
Yeah.
mean, she's probably doesn't weigh that much.
She's like, what are we talking, 70, 80 pounds?
At
10-year-old,
least,
you know?
take it to the head, the dome.
Skull cracked. Dead.
Also, there's a very convenient bit where
It
like
is a murder. Bro.
she's a killer, bro. She wants all the smoke. She's just a fighter, straight up.
She's ready for it.
Ready for it. She's bitter. She just wants to fight people. She's just ready to go, dude. If I was Ben, I would
Every
be
time
scared
she
of her.
knocks one out, she just sees Ben's face. You know?
Yeah. I would be so scared of her if I was Ben.
Oh, for sure.
Messes
The
with her
thing
way
is,
too
he's
much.
just too dumb to realize that she would kick his butt.
Black belt in karate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Ben and Grandpa, I can't believe I just said that. Grandpa,
Yeah.
they get saved by
The Kraken.
Kraken's tail.
Mhm.
It like
Yeah.
sweeps through.
Takes up the entire floor.
It does. And while I'm thinking about it, one of my friends pointed out to me that one of our friends pointed out to us
Oh, yeah.
that Shazam is the inspiration for Max's design,
Yeah.
and it's sort of shown off a little bit in this episode because he has like Thunderbolt pajamas.
Yeah.
So it's a fun little bit.
Yeah.
And in the Omniverse expansion, he has like little black pupils, kind of like how Shazam does in the original comics.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's cute.
Nice little throwback.
Yeah, and you kind of think like Shazam has a lot to influence in the show because it's a boy turning into a
Yeah,
superhero.
the boy with the power of the gods,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
That's what Ben is.
We mentioned that in the first
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, I think we did touch on that.
Anyway, but back in the episode, like there's a cool underwater fight scene. Ripjaw's, eventually, the submarine has like all these powers. It has like a
Subsonic, like, shooter thing.
yeah, like a Blue Beetle,
Yeah,
machine.
just a sonic shooter.
Sonic, like a
sound
wavelength.
thing. Yeah.
Like anyway, it's got that. It's got like a charge, like a shock thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just heavy enough. I guess it's
It's
pretty
got some strength to it.
good punch or whatever.
He eventually beats it.
They beat it, and the Kraken like bites the head off of it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You think, oh, this dude's dead,
Yeah.
but he just like lives to fight
Kid
another.
show,
Pulls
so
his
he's
knife
alive.
out,
Yeah.
tries to go on one with the
Yeah,
Kraken.
yeah.
Doesn't happen.
And then Ben saves him.
Ben
And,
saves the bad guy. Yeah.
Ben looks at him all accusing. The guy's out of his suit, just holding his breath. And he just goes,
Shrugs.
What
Wham!
do you want me to do? You know what I mean? I'm just a guy.
I just got to do the best I can.
just a short little guy.
But
you
he doesn't know that's Ben. He thinks it's a freaking gross fish monster.
Yeah.
I
He's
would
like,
be
where did this guy come out?
Shitting my pants.
Oh,
if I-
facts.
I saw
know? Like,
that.
okay, I got done with the Kraken. Now this guy's literally going to eat me.
Yeah, delicious, crispy.
Yeah.
I love Ripjaws. Can we talk about his design a little bit?
Yeah.
He's got like a loincloth fishtail kind of thing going on.
Yeah, like a Aztec warrior type thing.
Yeah, and that like forms into a fin.
Yeah,
when he's
yeah.
in the water.
Like a mermaid fin.
Mermaid for sure. He's sort of half Aquaman.
You got the anglerfish.
Oh yeah, and
Dongle.
the teeth. I guess the anglerfish kind of have those teeth going.
Yeah,
on
those
too.
are some terrifying teeth.
And he's got this big mouth that'll just like expand. It
Yeah,
holds
yeah.
two of the big balls.
Yeah.
And I mean the size is a little inconsistent, but when you're
Sometimes it can get really big. We'll see him in later episodes where he just takes chunks.
oh
out
yeah,
of
big
them, you know?
chunks. He's got his jaws are the biggest part about him,
Mhm.
and even like ripped jaws could be a reference to Jaws the movie,
Yeah.
like a little
Yeah.
little fishy reference, whatever. He's sort of like Aquaman, creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. I
Little
think
bit.
I definitely get the creature of the Black Lagoon.
That's sort of I think what they're going for. But I love that. And the creature from the Black Lagoon is not like a big menace, but like this dude's got some jaws, he can really get you.
Yeah.
Great alien. I wish we saw more, but
Mhm.
as we've said before, he's situational.
Yeah.
Just
very
in the
situational.
water alone.
Even in the water, he's not the best pick sometimes.
Also, he's in the fresh water, and I guess he can breathe the fresh water. So maybe
Yeah,
he
maybe he
breathe
can just
both.
breathe both.
I guess alien fish can do whatever they
Yeah.
want.
You know,
Doesn't matter. Don't think about it too much.
don't think about it too
It's
hard.
water.
Yeah.
He can just breathe in toilet
At the
water
end of the
too.
day, it's a TV show for kids, so you can't think about it too much.
We watched it. We're talking about
We watched it several times. We have watched
it. What's
the show.
wrong with this, actually?
Nothing. The show is that great.
It is pretty great. You're not wrong.
10 out of 10.
10 out of Ben 10.
Yep.
But yeah, that's basically it. The kind of the wrap up to Shaw's character is that he catches Ripjaws.
Yeah, and he thinks it's like one of the babies that's
Yeah,
hatched.
yeah.
And then that's when conveniently the
Ben-
watch time's out.
Because it's funny.
Yeah, and they
It's a good
look
time.
back and Ben's hanging upside down like, sorry.
Yep.
So Shaw gets his little story
Little
wrap up.
Wrap up, and Jonah Melville gets like put up on a big...
Jonah. His first name's Jonah.
Oh yeah,
Jonah
like
and the
fish.
whale.
Yeah.
Wow. We're so focused on the Melville. Didn't even think about
Didn't
that.
even think about
His
our
whole name is just,
our biblical upbringing.
yeah.
We're too focused on big sperm whales.
Yeah.
But he hangs him up on like a post, and he's like, "The police will find a nice dry cell for you."
Yeah. Hang out here.
Oh yeah.
Everything he says is just
It's
punny.
got to be funny.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, when I first watched this episode back, I was like, what did he even do? Like, he impersonated like an environmental organization, okay. But then I was like, oh yeah, he blew up the guy's boat, and he tried to
Yeah, those
kidnap
would be
him.
the things, because the alien creature, it's not even protected
People don't
wildlife,
know
so
about it.
you can't get charged for it technically.
Right. I
In the
mean,
legal system, he actually gets away pretty scot-free.
he blows up a boat. I guess if there's no
That's
evidence.
really the only thing. Attempted murder,
I guess Shaw could testify against him.
Yeah.
There's some stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, he'll hopefully get some jail time.
Yeah, for sure. For
Justice
sure.
system.
We don't see him again, as far as I can remember.
No, I don't think he's ever brought back.
I would like him. I kind of like that idea of he's kind of like a Craven character. Like, I'm just gonna hunt all these crazy aliens.
Yeah.
He would be good for like a Secret Saturdays. Or
I think so,
something.
but like when we see 6'6", he's just the cooler Craven.
No, well, he's like a space. He's like a,
He's a
like
bounty
Lobo
hunter.
or like a
Yeah.
Boba Fett or something.
I still like him more as a Craven type character. Than this guy.
6'6",
Yeah.
but he's almost like the Predator. He's not like I'm hunting for
I
sport.
hate it when he took his mask off, and then he's got those little guys coming out of his shoulders. What is going on, man? What is going on?
Pretty gross, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, I give this episode like a 7, 8.
Yeah.
I like it enough.
It's
I think
alright.
the message gets kind of muddled because like he's like trying to kill the monster, and then he's like, oh wait, it's actually a good guy.
Yeah.
But it's just a
There's not a
mom.
very like strong message this time around.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like the superhero kind of cliched message, but it is
Yeah.
sort of cliched because you see that a lot. Like, don't
Yeah,
judge
yeah,
a
yeah.
book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I liked it.
It's a good episode.
It's a good
Strong.
episode, and it's always good to see like a good Ripjaws episode. So.
Yeah. All in all,
love-
really good. Saw some
love it.
aliens. Kicked the butt.
Love
Good
the
to go.
Kraken design.
Kraken was phenomenal. 10 out of 10. That made the episode for me.
The whole like tentacles coming out of the mouth thing was
Really cool.
super cool.
That's
Yeah.
what leads me to believe it's got to be an alien.
Probably an alien. I think that's kind of what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe and all that jazz.